Well, stories here in Marawi City are not just about conflict and destruction. Sometimes we come across some heartwarming stories like that of Saipuding Mariga and Geraldine Mangutara, husband and wife, separated by war, now reunited.
Sa mahal namin na President Duterte, kami po ay Muslim. Itigil nyo na itong malalaking bomba. Hindi ka maawa sa akin. Maawa ka sa iba sa loob.
That was Saipuding Mariga early in June when he barged into the press conference of Secretary Jesus Dureza at the provincial capital. He aired his frustration over the government's failure to rescue his wife from the conflict. Now we met Saipuding once again, this time excited and full of anticipation. He just learned the military has rescued his wife Geraldine, who had been trapped inside a war zone for 22 long, grueling days. The ambulance arrived, but to his dismay, no Geraldine got off the vehicle. His tears flowed out of frustration and disappointment as the military at first refused to release Geraldine. After negotiations, Geraldine was finally brought to the clinic where Saipuding was patiently waiting. Emotions poured from the pain of waiting in uncertainty and fear. Doctors needed to attend to his wife, who sustained a lot of wounds from gunshots and shrapnels during the first days of the hostilities. Her shrieks of pain echoed from inside the clinic. And her husband became more restless and worried. The following day, Geraldine was already at the Amay Pakpak Medical Center. She had a successful operation done by a team of doctors and medical staff.
Initially, the patient was in shock. So baka dahil sa sepsis ng mga complication ng sugat na nakuha niya. So the patient had multiple injuries, no? Particularly sa paa. May dalawang gunshot wound siya sa may knee at saka sa may ankle na part. And buti na lang, nung na-x-ray namin dito sa hospital, after we brought her here, wala namang fractures.
Geraldine narrated her experience incoherently, still disoriented but responsive. She broke down when she started sharing how difficult it was to stay alive inside the danger zone.
Basta makaplat lang yung katawan mo, masaya na kami noon. Yung rescuer na.
Saipuding stayed beside his wife, lovingly looking after her. Both are grateful their family is once again complete.
Walang maitatapat sa saya namin dalawa. Pati yung mga anak namin, nabuko ulit ang pamilya ko.
There are more families like them separated by war and brutality. Over 200,000 civilians have been displaced in Marawi. Hundreds are still trapped in the war zone and dozens killed.
Magmahalan tayo mga Pilipino. Mag-iisa tayo sa bawat isa. Tulungan natin ang dapat buhayin. Agapan natin ang naghihingalong taong may pag-asa pang mabuhay.
The story of Saipuding and Geraldine is proof hope can still rise from the rubble. Well, because of lack of blood in the hospital's blood bank, now doctors, nurses, and some volunteers donated their blood that Geraldine's operation could proceed. Now, Amay Pakpak Medical Center Director Amer Saber says they reopened the hospital to serve people in need of immediate medical attention. Now, the hospital has state-of-the-art facilities which are comparable to leading private hospitals there in Manila. Now, Dr. Saber says such facilities must be used to treat the injured, and currently they have a skeletal workforce as of now, and they're starting to get more medical supplies from Iligan City. And despite these challenges, he says patients are welcome at the Amay Pakpak Medical Center 24/7. Pia.
George, any news about the hostages of the Maute group?
Well, the Crisis Management Committee says hostages are being used as human shields of the Maute fighters. CMC spokesperson Zia Alonto Adyong says the military has reported the hostages are still alive, and authorities have yet to give us the exact number as to how many hostages are there. But according to Alonto, based on the latest military report, there are sightings of these hostages at least 3 days ago. Pia.
George Cahilas there bringing us the stories from the front lines in Marawi. Now,